Let's gonna talk about practical steps how I use ChatGPT, large language models to get better answers that actually are usable. Yeah, there are all the models. I know the best ones. As of now, I know that the Gemini 2.0, 2.5 is the best model. And yeah, and Grok, I think. And I changed them a bit. I know that Cloud was one. At the beginning it was better than OpenAI, then Gemini, always changes all the time. DeepSeek also was good one time. So, but in a way, they also kind of feel like, and they get dumber in a way. They are learning from AI data and they get dumber. Also, how many resources they can allocate to solve this problem, how many transformers, it also depends how good it is. And for digital assistant, pros are it's available anytime, you get fast responses as a contrary system that works human. It does multitasking very well. It's adaptable, and cons are they're it hallucinates. There's no emotional understanding because it's even I don't sometimes understand from text what's meant and what's emotional thing. Not talking about machines. We become more dependent on technology. We outsource thinking in a way. So we have to develop thinking, not outsource it in a way. And as we all talked about previously, privacy concerns. How to make one way how to make prompt better, how to think about it. You have to define purpose, assign it a role, like be a financial expert or be a IT specialist, best IT specialist there was any time in the world. Set parameters, like you want 20 words or you want English, Spanish language, or whatever parameters. Identify topic. That's a secondary thing that you can put it. The topic is this about it, so it doesn't go away from the topic. Specify for which audience this output is needed and output format. You need a table. Maybe you need Markdown languages also table, but maybe you need bullet points. You need some other files that it can generate outside. For instance, create a concise and persuasive blog post about advantages of artificial intelligence to spark interest and make strategic decisions about strategic discussion about decision makers, audience, business executives, CEOs, and also who may not have technical background but are responsible for strategic planning and innovation. So it generates text in a way so people that don't haven't worked in IT, the concepts will be explained so everyone understands them. Assign a role, your experience as strategist. Parameters, as I said, 20, how many words you need, clear professional language, persuasive language, avoid technical jargon, and tone, strategic, focused format, bullet points. Yeah, you can think of ways that you need output. But that's just one way. Another way is lazy prompting. We all are lazy in a way, and but it only works when you can iterate and understand that output is good or not, and just iterate it more and more so you get the answer. That's sometimes even faster for IT, especially I know you don't have to paste the code exactly and explain what he has to do. You just paste code and he understands itself what is needs to be done. So yeah, it's sometimes faster and see what it generates. You can easily judge, as I said, and it works best when you know how to give enough context but choose not to, because you can iterate quickly. When to avoid, when you don't have too much of context you have not given, so it will hallucinate and it will never work. And if there's high stakes, and then significant errors could be in part of the texts. But mostly, I think I use lazy prompting when it's not 100% needed to be great. Also, one aspect is I write lazy prompting, but I ask another model to structure the prompt for another for another agent to create the prompt based on that specifically, or ask me questions what prompt I need, and just paste that prompt to another agent. That's also a way.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was trying to develop the prompt was sort of create Aladdin, no, this Aladdin something, but the Aladdin picture of something, and Job says, no, we are breaching this
I hate Aladdin.
rules of copyrights. I said, okay, then what prompt should I use? So he gave me the prompt that I can use. And I tried the prompt and he says, no, you still breach the copyright rules. Come on, then what? Then he figured it out again and then he created the picture. So
yeah, that's a big thing that's I think not solved about copyright, because also about the t-shirt shop I created. I thought someone will generate a Nike image on t-shirt, and can I even solve it? I don't think so. Yeah. Practical tips. The most important information should be at the start of the prompt, because that's how generative AI works. When it gives context, it gives rates of how words to each self but related to each other. So the first words are more overweight than at the end. So write what's important at the what's more crucial at the first of the prompt. Quality in and quality out. So garbage in, garbage out. You have to be specific what you need. If you are not specific, you will get garbage output also from AI. If it's not working at first time, then iterate and do it when you like the output. When you are using it for math problems or data analysis, for me, it doesn't work that well. But if you say to instruct it to use Python to do these calculations, it works better, for instance. When you have a new task, create a new conversation, because it understands from the data that you have used. And if you have large set of data, it will be less efficient and bad answers will just come out. Use the limiters. For instance, I write what I want to do, and I put different texts, and I separate it so large language model can understand which text, what to compare, and what information is divided. Break down complex tasks. Maybe use that tool to iterate what needs to be done. For instance, I used it to create matchmaking process in ChatGPT. I put that, it was not a privacy issue because I just anonymized data that I matchmake to mentors and mentees, what they were interested in. But if I put both files in simultaneously and ask it to get the answers, it won't work. You have to iterate to separate, because ChatGPT doesn't do it till the end, it cuts off. If you ask him too much, it will cut off your responses. Have you tried to generate out Excel files, for instance?
Yes.
Large amounts of data of Excel files, but it will only give you like 10 rows and there's not going to be any data after that.
Small table.
Yeah. So one thing you can ask it, do 10, and just 10, 10, 10. Last year, I know Cloud did all the table, but I'm not sure that it does anymore that. Use multimodal prompting, use speech, paste pictures or PDFs, not just text. When something is not working or model doesn't understand what you want, say it to do step-by-step thinking. It's kind of magic word that always works and it tries to understand its all thinking. Well, new models are created this way, that they do step-by-step thinking. You can see how they think, but it still works when you ask it, go again step by step. Have you understood the assignment? It's better to paste PDFs, not paste text, but put attachments so the large language models understand what is the files they have to work with. I have seen that if you say translate it to Latvian, it will specifically translate, and it's not going to be that good. Or you can translate it and then say paraphrase it and stylize it. But sometimes also works that if you say write it if it all had originally been written in Latvian, not translate. Also, Cloud does Latvian a bit better. I don't know for 2 months, but before that it was better in Latvian. Critically analyze text, suggest improvements, point out contradictions, raise additional questions that should be considered. Have you tried deep research? Anyone know what it is? No, one person?
Yeah.
When you put deep research, when you specific, when you put,
Well, yeah, it analyzes, like Gemini does like hundreds of sources, and Perplexity also does that. Grok has it, ChatGPT. Elicit is also from science papers. And about deep research and practical steps, how to get best from deep research. It was shared by Andrei Karpatny, which is one of what I follow on Twitter. He's AI expert and researcher. That you have to formulate rich initial prompt, include extensive background context, relevant facts, and specific area of interest. Add key terms, known theories, specific knowledge you possess, and the main thing is suggest specific source types, scholarly articles, government data, and from what it has to pull out the information about. And then iterate, does it understand task, ask clarifying questions, and if the output is missing, say explicitly what you want. So we already talked about data privacy at the start, but what data is allowed and what is prohibited to put in ChatGPT, for instance? What is prohibited? What can't be put in?
Exactly, it's not the law for your company.
Yeah, the company policy.
The policy.
For instance, if I can have a patient analysis for data, that could probably be.
Yeah, well, in essence, it's the same as from GDPR, but in a way, it's what you put in, it's in a way public, but they don't say that it's a black box and you don't actually still don't know what happens. They say there is a temporary chat where you can paste it to delete after 30 days, but yesterday I put it in text, with generating, recognizing what was in that image, like a picture, and then extract text. He couldn't extract as I wanted, and I deleted it. And later, I started a new chat, and I asked. It says that one of the models said that it can't extract it, but that he extracted the same text that was deleted from the previous conversation. So, yeah, it's still not understood where and how it deletes, how it accesses information. So, yeah, don't put private correspondence, confidential business data, health information, sensitive information. What you can do, put in publicly available information, anonymized data. Actually, they are also talking about that with AI, it's kind of possible in some ways to re-analyze the data. So that's a field that also I will in future look upon also. What are the data that you have consented to give